What's up, my bullish friends? This is Bailey from the EMH, and I'm back with another elephant money video. Whoo, baby, look at this green, man. I'm feeling good. All right, let's check out elephant money. All right, let's see here. Whew, looking nice. Up 2.77% on the day. That's what I'm talking about. Zero buys and 96 sells. What? Is this thing broken? During that little awesome intro there, we had another sell, and looks like we're up now 3.10% on the day. What is going on here, right? All right, guys, if you've been a student of the game, all right, and one of my hardcore followers, you would know that we are witnessing some genius level stuff, right? So about 5 months ago, Elephant Money, Liquid Swords, the art of the dual LPs, all right? The deadliest weapons in all of decentralized finance. We're slicing and dicing to the top, guys, and we are going to take this bull market by absolute storm. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what's going on here with this crazy liquidity pool stuff going on. All right, so yeah, guys, yeah, we're pumping, right? What the heck is going on? And BNB has turned like bullish. Okay, it has been kind of like just slumping around, and it's been like lame as a dog for a long time. And guess what? Elephant money kept building. All right, the herd kept moving. We kept DCAing, DCAing, DCAing. What do you do in a bear market? You build, right? All right. When others are fearful, what are you doing? You're greedy, right? We are building Bertha. We're building our decentralized community bank. And when it's prime time, when the market starts to turn, right, you're just going to ride it to glory. Okay, so check this out, guys. So first of all, yeah, we had like a little bit of a sell-off when we hit close to that all-time high in our second parabola. And guess what, guys? Yeah, we're coming back. Okay, you just you can't keep a good elephant down. All right, we had the unstoppable buying machine Bertha at our backs, and we have a boatload of BNB, and that is why, guys, we are actually pumping right now, despite the fact that we have zero buys and 97 sells in this liquidity pool, and we are mooning. What the heck is going on here? All right, so all right, so guys, check it out, right? So everyone's obsessed with the price of Elephant token, and you look at the original parabola, and then you look at our parabola back from September, and then now we're coming back yet again, and yeah, these were about equal, right? Okay, there's a thing in elephant money, we call it the spring. The spring is loaded, right? Because if you look, guys, at these green candles, they're kind of big, and there hasn't been a lot of volume. All right, how the heck does that work, right? So check this out, guys. So the little known secret here is we look at the price in BNB. All right, we factor out the USD value of BNB, and we just look to see how we are doing against just the BNB token. All right, and if we switch this, guys, you're gonna see something crazy. And yeah, like, you see that like tiny little parabola down here that everyone was making such a big deal over, the supply shock, the initial supply shock. Yeah, it's kind of like tiny, right? Compared to like where we're at now. Okay. And the reason is, guys, we have a boatload more of BNB in the project, in our liquidity pools, than we did at the time of that initial supply shock, guys. All right. So we owned it was like 53,000 BNB at the time of that supply shock, but the monetary value of BNB was much greater. It was around like 430 bucks during that time. All right. What have we been doing? This whole time, guys, we have been gobbling up BNB, gobbling up BNB. BNB goes to $240. Bertha buys it. BNB goes to $230. Bertha buys it. Okay. People deposit into futures, right? What does Bertha do? She buys BNB, right? She's buying the elephant token. She's putting the BNB in those liquidity pools and just constantly building and stockpiling. All right. People buy NFTs. All right. That BNB goes into liquidity pools. Bertha pulls out those elephant tokens. So we've been stockpiling BNB. And if you notice, guys, we have a ton of it in our liquidity pool. All right. In fact, so I want to show you guys this. So we go to the Binance Smart Chain and we look up wrapped BNB. Okay, so that is the BNB that is on the Binance Smart Chain. So WBNB. All right, so type that in, and right now it's about 251 bucks, and we click it, and that's going to show us, guys, all of the transactions that happen with the BNB on the Binance Smart Chain right now. And what we can do is we can just go to holders, click holders. You see every single address and where the WBNB is housed on the blockchain. All right, and we go to holders, and you might notice a little something crazy, and that is Elephant is actually extremely high on the holders list, guys. It is like a shade under 99,000 BNB. Okay. And we are only behind this one liquidity pool right here on PancakeSwap, and that is the USDT BNB liquidity pool. All right. So we're about 7K BNB behind being the top holder of BNB on the Binance Smart Chain. All right. So we have tons of it. So what's going to happen, guys, is in this bull market, right, when this price of BNB starts to come alive, and like I'm not going to try to speculate on what the price is, but I've been hearing some pretty crazy stuff. Like this would be my first like bull market participation. But there's going to be some green candles. Let's just say that, okay? And Bertha, our treasury, who has access to all of this BNB to pay like stable coin yields, yeah, she's going to have a little bit of a cushion room. Let's just put it like that, okay? So guys, I want to show you just what happens when BNB goes up when it comes to kind of like a little bit of the math behind the scenes. All right, so you can get kind of a better idea of, you know, what's going on when you look at Dex Screener. You're like, dude, it's all red. Like, what the heck, you know? Or somebody who you're just kind of teaching, you're like, hey, check out Elephant Token. They look up Elephant Token. They're like, dude, like everyone's selling this thing. And like, nah, you know? So I'm just going to show you guys what's going on here. Okay, so basically, guys, what's nice here is that, you know, for the participants in the system, right? You want to sell Elephant Token, you'll always get a great price, okay? And what's going to be happening is when the market turns like bullish like this, and all these big blue chip assets start appreciating, like Bitcoin, Ethereum is going to bring, you know, with it like BNB. What's going to happen is as those tokens pump in price, that any asset paired with those tokens is also going to appreciate in value in the liquidity pools. Okay, so we're going to have one liquidity pool that's paired with BUSD, the stable coin, and then so that's going to be kind of insensitive to, you know, the market. But then we're going to have another liquidity pool that's paired with BNB, and that's going to have price sensitivity like with the market. Okay. And what happens, guys, is that every time like BNB goes up in value, all the corresponding elephant tokens in the liquidity pool go up that same percentage. Okay, so BNB pumped 5%. Elephant token also pumps 5%, okay, without any transactions at all or quantities of tokens actually changing or in the liquidity pools. Okay, the liquidity pool can be completely stagnant and the value of elephant tokens can go up and down exactly the same as how the BNB fluctuates, okay, percentage wise. All right. Now it's a combination, guys, of the BNB price changing and then people actually buying the BNB, so the quantities of the tokens leaving the pools, that creates us in such like a dominant position over like the BNB token. All right, because you've seen that like our chart kind of looks the same shape as BNB, but like we're appreciating like crazy when BNB has been like a dog, you know, this past year. And that's kind of like the decoupling, just because we're like in an absolute dominant position because we own so much of it and we're continually buying elephant token. Bertha is through the elephant token buyback program. All right. Okay, so guys, we have tons of BNB. All right, we're just basically going to be like the biggest ballers on the Binance Smart Chain. And when this stuff goes popping off, right, and people are like, oh my gosh, like elephant money is exploding, right? You know, we're going to be the top holder of BNB and we're going to have tons of firepower, all right, to be paying out like tons of yields and everything. And people can sell their elephant token and they're going to be able to get like really nice value back from it because we're going to have this one liquidity pool here that's just going to be like constantly like on the rise if BNB keeps rising, okay? Because our value will actually appreciate without us having to put any capital like in this liquidity pool at all right? And that's kind of been like the master plan, you know, from the get-go is, you know, you DCA, you build, all right? And yes, like, you know, it's kind of frustrating, like BNB, we called it like BNB was rugging us, like we would buy it and then BNB would fall again. So DCA, we'd buy some more, we'd fall again, but we've been constantly in accumulation phase, right, this whole year. And now we have all this huge stockpile of BNB and BUSD. And now it's like game time. It looks like market sentiment is rocking and rolling. Okay. And, you know, people like really well-respected big macro economists like are saying like this next couple of years could be like an insane bull run with just kind of like monetary policy like easing again and just like tons of cash flowing into, you know, assets like crypto. So it's going to be fun. All right. Now, guys, so what's up with this? Like, where are all the buys, right? So what's going to happen, guys, is BNB, if, you know, it starts going up in price, we're not going to have to put like any capital in this thing at all, and the price is going to go up. So when people are buying elephant token and when Bertha is buying elephant token, the cheaper pool is actually going to be the BUSD pool, right? Because that actually takes, you know, interaction to increase the price. So if I switch on over here, guys, which, all right, here's our BUSD LP. All right, you're going to notice that, yeah, it's like, okay, we got 128 buys, 6 sells. Okay, 82 buyers, unique buyers, 2 unique sellers, okay, in this pool. All right, so it's like, oh, okay. So it's going to be, and you're going to see that, guys, as BNB like continues to appreciate. Right, I want you guys to be aware that there's both of those liquidity pools that you want to look at. And as you know, one price is being taken up by just like the appreciation of BNB, then we're going to have to play catch up, and most of the buys are going to be going into the other pool because it's going to be cheaper. People are going to be taking out more elephant token, getting a better deal on it, and kind of be like building up that liquidity pool to kind of catch up to the price of just the BNB pulling up the other pool. All right, so that's where you're going to see, guys, like mostly just kind of greens. There's going to be that other pool. All right, so especially if you're kind of showing people this for the first time, or if you're, you know, people are discovering it and they're like, this doesn't look too good. Like, look at the other pool as well. And it's specifically designed, guys, for that. That's those dual LPs, that kind of protect us in any market condition, right? So like when the market's bad, we have that like stable coin backstop. And then when the market's good, we can ride the crazy price appreciations, right? So we can kind of have it both ways and, kind of use it to our advantage in the protocol. Okay. So that's kind of like the big deal, what's going on here, guys. And, that master plan is like, yes, everything's looking good, but like, these past like 6 months, right? Like Bitcoin's been great. Okay. Ethereum has been okay for these past 6 months, but like look at BNB, man. Oh, terrible, right? Right. So BNB has like constantly been like going down, but we've been scooping it up on the cheap. All right. So this has actually been a blue chip token that's been kind of discounted, right, over these past, 6 months, beginning of the year. And what have we been doing? We've just been accumulating, right, until we're almost the biggest, holder of it on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay. And then as market sentiment turns around, all right, boom, boom, boom. Now all that huge stockpile, we're going to start to be able to, really kind of take off, right? So yeah. Okay, liking this, guys. All right. So one last thing I want to show you guys. I mean, I got to throw a graph up here, like, of course. Okay, is yes. All right. So I got my little equations for the price. Okay. So if you're familiar with my channel, the quantities of the tokens move along this curve called the constant product formula curve. All right. And you're able to then kind of algebraically manipulate that relationship to create a parabolic price curve. Okay. And this is how the prices of the elephant tokens would look depending on the amount of capital in those liquidity pools. Okay. And the BNB is just converted into like BUSD. So you can put both of those price curves on the same price graph here. All right. So I got the money on the bottom and I got the price per elephant going up the top here on the y-axis, guys. And one of the things you're going to notice is that the BNB liquidity pool curve is less steep. All right, it's a little slower to incline, where we have the BUSD curve is faster on the incline. Okay, and that's because it's a smaller, less deep liquidity pool. There's not as much money in there. All right, so the price is actually going to accelerate quicker than the BNB liquidity pool. All right, so that's going to work to our advantage, because as the price of those BNB tokens go up, so the price of the BNB pool goes up without us putting in any effort, which is great. Okay, then as we buy and as Bertha buys, all right, she's going to be at least, and we're going to be buying from this liquidity pool here. And so we're going to be able to catch up to that price with less capital. All right, which is good, because this price curve increases more rapidly. All right, so that's one of the things, guys, that's going to be like a nice advantage for us as people start participating and this BNB starts skyrocketing and we keep buying and buying. We're going to be moving up at least a faster curve to kind of keep pace with the price appreciation of BNB. All right, so hopefully, we won't, have to see like big arbitrages where, the system makes like big movements. Hopefully that can naturally stay like kind of relatively balanced, which would be cool. All right, so let's check this out, guys. So yeah, so the BUSD LP, all right, not too interesting, but what's going to happen here is the price of BNB can actually affect our BNB price curve. All right, so I want to show you guys this, because what can happen here is, all right, and don't get freaked out by all this nonsense I got going on over here. But basically, okay, so I got our liquidity pool combination right here. So that's our BNB and the elephant tokens that are right now in the liquidity pool. And you multiply them together to get that K number. That's in the constant product formula. And you're able to algebraically kind of put that together with how the price is calculated to create one of these parabolic equations right here. All right. Now, the unique thing, guys, is that the price, the monetary value of BNB, actually fits into this equation right here. And I have some other videos that kind of show the actual steps on how it works and everything. But the ultimate or the big idea I want you guys to take from this is, as like BNB, like right now I have it at about 250 bucks. All right, that's where it's at right now. As BNB's price moves, like say if BNB gets cheaper, all right, check this out. Okay, the parabola gets steeper. Okay, and that's kind of been like what our secret weapon has been in this bear market, where it's like, okay, BNB's price keeps going down, but our fiat money can now take out more BNB from the liquidity pool, right? So we can kind of strengthen and, you know, get more BNB out and really create this crazy disparity of how much BNB we've been able to stockpile. Okay, so as the price has gone down, all right, chestnut checkers, okay, we've been able to accumulate more, and the price actually increases more rapidly as we go. Okay, because cheap BNB means we can take more BNB out. Okay, which is amazing. It's great when you're accumulating. So it's when you're in like a bear market, when you're trying to rebuild Bertha and rebuild the treasury, you know, BNB on the cheap. All right, has worked out great for us. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ginsler, and all your FUD, because you really hooked us up big time. Okay, so now, guys, what happens when BNB actually gets a little more expensive, okay, is that the parabola widens, okay? And it widens, all right, because it's actually going to move up more slowly when we interact with the liquidity pool, okay? So just like when we were benefiting from cheap BNB, if BNB gets more expensive, right, less of our fiat money, when we, you know, go to participate, takes out, or we get less BNB out, right? So the curve will actually kind of slow down there as BNB gets more expensive. Okay, so we can't take as much out. However, right, this is the kicker, is that we don't actually have to take anything out if BNB is naturally going up, right? It's actually, it will slow down, this curve will slow down for us as we are taking tokens out, but the price of BNB, right, if it increases by a certain percentage, it just immediately brings all the elephant tokens up to that same percentage. It's like effortless. Okay, it's kind of like, it's going to be green candles from the gods as like BNB starts pumping. It's going to be like, whoosh, whoosh, all right. It's not going to be actually taking out or putting in any tokens. It's just straight up, just marking the price up higher, marking the price up higher. All right, and I'm going to show you guys like just basically kind of like how that works. Okay, so for a while now, like we got down to like a price of BNB that was like, it was like close to 200, it was like 205. I remember it being that low. And I'm like, you know, like I'm glad that like Bertha is accumulating and I understand the tokenomics of the system, or I would be seriously like depressed right now. You know, I was like loving the BNB was cheap. But at the same time, you're kind of like, dude, like, you know, like show some signs of life, right? But all right, it's going to be paying off for us now, guys. So say if BNB was like 205 bucks, right? So All right, so right now we have, let's declutter this. So close to 99,000 BNB. And if we multiply that by $205, all right, our BNB in the liquidity pool would be worth $20.2 million. Okay, and we would be right here, and the price of the elephant token in the pool would be about like 38 cents. Okay, and we were kind of like hovering around that like this past month. All right, and then as BNB is really starting to show some sign of life these last couple weeks here. So I'm going to mark that. Boom. All right, and then what has it done is it's gradually kind of jumped up, and now we're at like 250, right? So if I move this up to 250, right? So I'm going to go all the way up and to about 250. All right, now I'm actually going to be like here. Okay, and what happened was we didn't have to take out any tokens at all or put in any tokens, no transactions, right? There's no extra capital that needs to happen to benefit from the price appreciation of BNB. And now, guys, instead of 20.2 million, all right, so just that move in this past like few weeks from like 205 to 250 for BNB, all right, we're now up to in this pool, close to 47 cents almost per million elephant token. All right, and the monetary value of the BNB in there, has increased by like $4.5 million just with BNB going up a little bit. Okay, and BNB's poised, hopefully, to kind of follow suit with the rest of a bull market and a bull run pretty soon, where we're going to start to see like really elevated price appreciation. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, but that's how that kind of worked, guys, where it's like it was able to just boom elevate and change the price for us, but we didn't have to travel along the curve. But as we are buying and buying now, hopefully, we can actually take advantage of this curve just kind of going up naturally on its own. And then we would buy the cheaper curve, which actually increases faster, which is the BUSD LP. All right, so that's how it's kind of playing out, guys. So when you looked at the charts and I was like, dude, is this thing broken? What's going on? Okay, basically, guys, the price of BNB, all right, is skyrocketing. Okay, our elephant tokens in there, all right, and creating higher value. All right, so then people that are selling elephant tokens, all right, can capitalize on that. All right, that's awesome, because that's the one thing, guys, that about Elephant Money, it's designed to be a community bank, right? So people can buy and sell, and it's meant to do that. Okay, so people in Elephant Money like sell, go for it. Bertha always gets her cut, right? And it's designed to be a bank where people can transact it, and you kind of see how healthy the system is and how much volume and liquidity. The liquidity is there to always give people the best price and to maintain the price of those tokens, right? So that's what's happening, because now, guys, we're buying from this pool here, and this pool, guys, will increase more rapidly. Okay, so you can kind of see it right here. All right, and if you see me in Telegram, sometimes I'll post like a little Wolverine thing. All right, yeah, we get nicked and we get scarred, but like it heals like right back. Okay, because just that constant buy pressure of Bertha, the herd, right? Futures, you're constantly putting in like fresh capital. NFTs, guys, like, yeah, you might want to consider picking up NFTs because they're priced in BNB. If BNB just keeps going up and up and up, you might get priced out of them. So like getting them now on the cheap, and then benefiting from that, holding them in perpetuity, getting elephant token, or flipping them in the next round, in the marketplace. Like there's a lot of different strategies you can do there as well. All right, so very liquid there. All right, guys. So I just wanted to hop in and do a little video because like there might be a few people that are like looking at this and they're like, yeah, what the heck is going on here? So hopefully they can stumble across this video, or you're able to kind of digest and kind of understand what's happening, and then help the community kind of better understand our awesome system here. Each one teach one. All right, Herd. Love you guys. Thank you very much for all your support. I appreciate it. And until next time, this is Bailey from the EMH. I'm out.